guys, it's Lauren, and today I'm going to show you how to make Vietnamese spring rolls. Now, spring rolls are one of my favorite foods of all time. I could practically eat them every day, I think. They're filled with things like shrimp, fresh vegetables, and herbs, and they're actually naturally gluten-free. So for starters, you're going to need some rice paper rounds. There's a lot of really great brands out there, but I really like this one. Also, just to sort of give you an idea of what we're doing, I'm going to use a tortilla metaphor. So just imagine that your rice paper round is your tortilla, and then we're going to put all of our goodies inside of it and wrap it up like a burrito. So today what we're going to be putting in our spring rolls is romaine lettuce. Then I cooked up some shrimp. I also cooked up some pork loin and cut it into small pieces. Then we have some cucumber, shredded carrot, cilantro, mint, and then we also have vermicelli rice noodles. And of course, feel free to change up what you put inside of it. I know a lot of people really like to put avocado in there. Obviously, that's not as traditional, but it's still really good. And of course, if you're vegan or vegetarian, you can definitely swap out the shrimp and pork loin for something like tofu and mushrooms. Even as amazing as all of these fresh ingredients sound, the secret is actually in the sauce. So after I show you how to build a spring roll, I'm going to show you how to make a couple of the traditional Vietnamese sauces. Okay, also I just wanted to brag for a sec. My grandma gave me this amazing little contraption. It's just like a rice paper bowl. But so basically, we're going to wet our rice paper and then we're going to fill everything in it, and that's kind of how it stays shut. But this, it's the perfect size. And then it holds your rice paper right here. So the dry ones go here, the wet ones go here. So it's actually very handy. But don't worry, if you don't have one of these really awesome contraptions, you can just use a bowl with water. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a scissors. You're also probably not going to use all of these unless you really love spring rolls like my family. So you're probably gonna use all of them. But I would just start with putting like, I don't know, half of them in your little thingamabopper, because I will say, if you're kind of like clumsy like me, you're gonna get the other ones wet with this contraption. So start with half. It'll be great. All right, let's get started. So we're just going to take our rice paper wrap and we're going to dampen it a little bit. Also, I put just a silicone mat on like a baking sheet because that way it's not going to stick. Because if you have it on something else, you might not be able to like actually get your rice paper off of it. So it's just nice to have something that doesn't stick. So we're gonna get it a little wet here. All right. And then sometimes I just kind of like zhuzh it around a little bit. I love that word, zhuzh. And then I just like to start with the shrimp on the outside, because you know when you go to a restaurant and you see the shrimp through the rice paper? That's why I like it. Okay, so I put like 4 shrimp in one wrap. And then we're gonna take some of our pork loin, put that next. And obviously, do this in whatever order you want. It doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna do some cucumber on top of here, some shredded carrot in there. Also, you can totally buy like, regular sized carrots and julienne them yourself. I kind of like the shape of them better because that way I can kind of make the size. But honestly, because of all the wrapping and everything, these are a little time consuming. So it's nice to buy things like pre-cooked shrimp and pre-shredded carrot. It's very helpful. All right, and then we're gonna put in some cilantro. I love cilantro. Fun fact, I actually didn't like cilantro when I was a kid. I thought it tasted like soap. And I would tell my parents, like, don't put cilantro in the guacamole, or will you make me like a separate guacamole that doesn't have cilantro? I was a big baby about it. But then my taste buds changed and I love cilantro now. So if you don't like something, try again. I also taught myself how to like tomatoes, but that's another story. Okay, so now I'm adding in a little bit of romaine. Oh, and stick some mint leaf in there. It's just so refreshing. Honestly, like, it's a little bit of an acquired taste, but it's actually very delicious. Okay, and then we're just going to do some of the vermicelli rice noodle. And this can like really thicken up your wrap. So don't do it too much. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to fold this top portion over and kind of like shove it all in. I honestly already made this one really thick, even though I told you just not to. but that's okay because it's full of deliciousness. And then we're going to fold in our sides. There we go. And try and do it as tight as possible. Obviously, like, easier said than done, and you're gonna get better at this as you go along. And then kind of roll it in, keep them tight. Okay, and there you have it. Honestly, this one got super thick. It doesn't really matter, but you know, the more traditional ones are a little bit skinnier, but it's gonna be so delicious. Okay, so we're gonna wrap some more, and then I'm gonna show you how to make some of the sauces. Alright, so the first of our two sauces that we're going to make is a peanut dipping sauce, and it's super delicious and really easy to make. So first we're going to put in a half a cup of creamy peanut butter, and I'm using unsweetened creamy peanut butter. And next we're going to put in a half a cup of light coconut milk. Then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, 3 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 2 teaspoons of chili garlic sauce, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. And now we're just going to whisk it all together. And I crushed up a couple tablespoons of peanuts just to sprinkle on top for a garnish. And for our second sauce, we're going to be making a traditional Vietnamese dipping sauce. So for starters, we're going to put in a half a cup of sugar. Then we're going to pour in 2/3 of a cup of hot water. And that way we're just going to get our sugar to break down. Once our sugar has dissolved, we're going to add a half a cup of fish sauce. Next, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of fresh lime juice, 4 teaspoons of rice vinegar, 3 teaspoons of chili garlic sauce, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. And you can also garnish it with some shredded carrot. And there you have it, guys. If you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you made what you saw here, make sure to take a picture and tag me at HughEatsWithYou on Instagram. And as always, you can find my full written recipe at HughEatsWithYou.com. Happy eating!